Hello and welcome to Season 3, Episode 17 of Knick of Time. The Knicks have won 9 straight playoff games, fully in control of the Eastern Conference Finals in that driver's seat. Biggest difference from Game 1, Jalen Brunson. It was not the Jalen Brunson show. He had a good point total, but he was assisting a lot of the time. Had about, let's see how many assists he had. This is a great podcasting. How many assists did Jalen Brunson have? 14 assists, 19 points. Pretty good night for Brunson, but definitely not like the other night where he had 38 points. Cleveland kept selling out defensively to stop Brunson, and New York made them pay somewhere else. I mean, man, it was great. Everywhere else, New York made them pay. Josh Hart for 3. We'll talk about that. Josh Hart was the biggest example. Huge Josh Hart game. Knicks needed it. Big time point scoring. Fun to watch him play. With his effort, it's pretty sad to see him get left that wide open, but when he's hitting his shot, it's very, very good for the Knicks because those 4 people, Cat, Brunson, Mikal, Ojianobi, are great players. You look at Josh. He's the outlier here. Can he hit the three-point shot? He's the question mark from the offensive end out of those 5. He answered the bell. Huge for the Knicks. If Josh Hart can answer the bell, 5 players are threats on the court at all times. Huge. Always Josh Hart's a threat when you come rebounding, but when you're in half-court offense, 4 players are threats. 1's a question. If that question is answered, you're going to do pretty well. Josh Hart Cavs kept leaving him open. He responded with a playoff career high 26 points. Every shot he put up was hidden, other than the first quarter. First quarter didn't look good at all, but he kept shooting. I'm like, Josh Hart, why the heck are you taking the most shots on the team? Because he knew it was his game. And I don't think he would shoot that many points. He wouldn't shoot that many shots. I don't think he's being selfish. I just think he's being left open and he respects his skills. Not respects his skills. Of course he does. He understands his skills. That's the difference between being selfish. Dude, if I'm getting left wide open, I'm shooting the ball. It doesn't mean that I'm selfish. It just means I understand I'm skillful. Or not me. But you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. The thing is that I don't want to put that with being selfish because Josh Hart, his job is to step in and shoot threes on offense. And he did that to a T. And if he's going to continue to get left wide open and Mike Brown's continue to tell him to step in there with confidence, what is he going to do? Step in there with confidence. He puts too much work in his shot to pass up threes. He puts too much work throughout the season and the offseason to start passing up threes in the Eastern Conference Finals. He can't do that. That would put the team at a disadvantage. So we kept shooting it. Good job by Hart continuing to mentally. He's mentally there. He's 100% one of the best mental players in the league. Josh Hart, those Villanova boys, they're set mentally. When you get out of Villanova, you know you're there mentally. And Josh Hart was mentally fit in that game. Because that first quarter was dreadful. Shooting a lot of shots that were wide open that just clanked. Let's be honest, the Knicks have such a good starting lineup that one player that's playing bad is a real outlier. You can really see it. But once Josh Hart kept getting those wide open shots, was like, look, I'm going to keep shooting them. So I got to step in there with confidence. He made them pay. Shout out Jay Wright. Shout out the Villanova program. And shout out the mentality part of that program, as well as the physicality. You know, we all know the footwork, what Jay Wright did with Jay. But that's besides the point. The mentality is what we're talking about here with Josh Hart. Continuing to continue to shoot. And he did that well. Congratulations, Josh Hart. Hell of a game. Brunson in 4 shots. He picked apart the double team, finished with the 14 hits. Also at Villanova, he knows how to trust Josh Hart. He's going to continue to trust Josh Hart. Some guards will be like, screw it. Josh Hart's shooting 0 for 7 or like 2 for 7. Why would I pass him the ball again? I know he's wide open, but why would I get Jalen Brunson? There's no selfishness in this game either. He's going to just give it up to Hart. He's going to give it up to Anunoby. If he doesn't need to score, he won't force the issue. He didn't. which is great. The game completely changed in the third quarter. It was tied early in the half. The Knicks ripped it, an 18-0 run. Switch flipped again like they did in game one, maybe to a lower extent, but flip switch. This team, when they can flip a switch, it's impossible to guard. Knicks defense also deserves credit. They packed the paint, make Cleveland uncomfortable inside, forced the Cavs a ton of missed threes, which will hit tonight. I 100% think they will hit tonight. But for now, Sam Merrill's having a shitty series. Just going to say the bad word because it is. I mean, what else would you want? He probably thinks that too. Terrible series. The shooters for the Cleveland not having a good series. The Knicks, I think, are going to live with it. They're going to live with those Max Strus threes. They're going to live with those Sam Merrill threes. Because what we're not going to live with is Donovan Mitchell driving inside. He did get his, but he's not really. You could see with Donovan Mitchell, his explosiveness is not there. So, and we're not going to live with James Harden picking our defense apart. So why not Sam Merrill make some threes, man? Like, see what you can do. I mean, yes, if the other side of the issue is like Jack, but if Sam Merrill hits like 4 threes, that could change the game. Yes, obviously. But I mean, look, if Sam Merrill is the reason you lose, I mean, you just got to take that L. You got 7 games to figure it out. So, look, you just got to win 4. So, and you won 2 already. So let's continue to run that game plan because Cleveland, they don't look good from 3. They don't look confident when they're shooting. So, Knicks are in control. Cleveland actually got decent looks, but just couldn't hit anything from deep, and their offense lost rhythm again late. I mean, just the rhythm for Cleveland. They have a rhythm when they're good. You could see it. Cleveland with Donovan, James Harden, they have a type of rhythm that's very nice to watch, very easy on the eyes to watch. But when they don't have it, you can see it. And when that rhythm is lost, Cleveland's lost. Meanwhile, Knicks look confident, connected. They just making cuts, just continue to move the ball. I mean, this offense is beautiful. And then, man, Evan Mobley, not in my notes, but Evan Mobley attacked the Knicks perfectly and just didn't touch the ball ever again in the game. This is an issue with Cleveland, man. They don't know. They don't understand. They need to give Mobley the ball more often. But look, good game from Evan Mobley, but he could have did way more, I think. Let's look at his stat line, but I think he could have done way more. He had 14, but look, I mean, 5 for 8. He scored a lot of points early in the basketball game when the Knicks were, really scared. And also, Jared Allen was also dominating as well. So he only ended up with 13 and 10. So Cleveland just doesn't have the priority straight offensively. If Evan Mobley's going to start getting going, you need to trust him as a 3rd overall pick to keep getting him the ball. That's what they got to do. Look, you have Donovan Mitchell and James Harden. Yes, you will get him involved. But look, if Evan Mobley has 10 points to start the game, you need to continue to get him the ball, no matter what. Because he's still a great player if he can put it all together. And maybe it's time for him to put it all together in this series. Who knows? But if you're Kenny Atkinson, you need to keep going to him. Try to. Not every single time, because again, he's Evan Mobley, he's not Donovan Mitchell. You still have Donovan Mitchell on your team, but yes, he can't just end with 13 points. That's not you can't do that. Especially if he starts with like 8 or 10 points. Jared Allen's fine. I mean, Jared Allen probably got out to a hard start. I mean, most of his shots just on offensive rebounds and cool. But yeah, I mean, M. Mobley looked in control. He had one closeout against Mitchell Robinson, he really attacked him. M. Mobley was putting stress on that back line in the Knicks and just never got the ball back. Yeah, Cleveland's strategy to stop Brunson is opening up shots for everyone else. And if Hart keeps making them pay, the Cavs have a serious problem. They don't know either to double Jalen Brunson, trap him, play one-on-one hedge, play drop. It's just it's anything Brunson's going to kill you because he's a selfish. I mean, he's a selfless player. Knicks suddenly look deeper, tougher. I think I knew this. They're a more tough team. Even though Evan Mobley and Jared Allen kind of flipped the switch from a few years ago, playing a way better series. I mean, not flipping the switch completely because still 2-0 in New York's favor. But look, I mean, they're having a great series. I mean, a pretty solid one compared to last time the Knicks and Cavs faced up. And the Knicks look more in control of the series than anyone expected coming in. Look, I think that this series from talking heads was a close one. It's the Eastern Conference Finals, but Knicks look like they took those 2 games without a real sweat. I mean, they were sweating, of course, but without a real sweat. And I think they're going to really, they just need to get one in Cleveland. Cleveland does play better at home, but I do think the Knicks are a team that could really reverse that. They're just that good of a team right now that I don't think that matters. They can flip the switch and just, go on runs, and I don't think that matters where they're playing. Obviously, it's great when you're playing MSG and, it's freaking Broadway and the lights, and it's crazy. But, you play in Rocket Arena and it's still the same thing. You just got to get out and run and hit some tough shots, and that's what Brunson and the boys have been doing. Continuing to keep their yes, maybe shots will fall for the role players in Cleveland, which is why I think they will steal one. But look, I mean, Knicks has got to win one of these next two, and I think I could definitely see them doing it, especially with their 9 straight wins, looking to make it 10 a night. Let's go Knicks. Peace out. See you guys later.